Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry sat down with Oprah Winfrey for a much-anticipated sit-down. Now, the interview provided to be filled with several bombshells from Meghan as well as Harry. Now, the most talked about moment was when Meghan said that she saw signs of racism as Archie was not given his birthrights like the other great-grandchildren, and the concern over the color of his skin. Listen.
In those months when I was pregnant, all around this same time, so we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
And
there is a conversation. Hold up.
There's
Stop
several
right now.
There's several conversations.
There's a conversation with you,
with Harry,
about how dark your baby is going to be?
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Ooh.
Now, Oprah asked Harry, what about the conversation look like, what that conversation looked like when the private conversation was held over his son's complexion and Archie not receiving his prince title?
That conversation I'm never going to share. But at the time it was awkward. I was a bit shocked.
Can you tell us what the question was?
No, I'm not comfortable sharing that.
Okay.
But that was right at the beginning, right?
Like, what will the baby look like?
Yeah, what will the kids look like?
Yeah, what will the kids look like?
But that was right at the beginning when she wasn't going to get security, when members of my family were suggesting that she carries on acting because there's not enough money to pay for her and all this sort of stuff. Like, there was some real obvious signs before we even got married that this was going to be really hard.
And Meghan also spoke on how the overwhelming amount of negativity from British tabloids, social media, and sense of feeling alone sent her into a deep depression, and how at one point she did not think that she'd make it out. And what happened when she reached out to the palace for help and was denied.
So that I've never felt this way before, and I need to go somewhere. And I was told that I couldn't, that it wouldn't be good for the institution.
So the institution is never a person, or is it a series of people?
No, it's a person.
It's a person.
It's several people, but I went to one of the most senior people just to get help. And that, I share this because there's so many people who are afraid to voice that they need help. And I know personally how hard it is to not just voice it, but when you voice it, to be told no.
Oof.
They said, my heart goes out to you because I see how bad it is, but there's nothing we can do to protect you because you're not a paid employee of the institution. This wasn't a choice. This was emails and begging for help, saying very specifically, I am concerned for my mental welfare. But nothing was ever done. So we had to find a solution.
Now, many people wonder why Meghan Markle stayed silent for so long, and she stated that she thought that the palace was going to protect her and how she was silenced from addressing any rumors.
The sad irony of the last 4 years is I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice, and then I was silent.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
The latter.
So how does that work? Were you told by the comms people? Were you told to keep silent? How were you told to say nothing?
Everyone in my world was given very clear directive from the moment the world knew Harry and I were dating to always say no comment. So that's my friends, my mom and dad, and we did. I did anything they told me to do. Of course I did, because it was also through the lens of, and we'll protect you. I believed that.
And among some of the other wildest revelations from the interview, Kate Middleton actually made Meghan cry the week before their wedding, as opposed to the opposite, in which was widely reported. Now, Meghan and Harry got married in secret before their televised wedding, and Meghan and Harry are happy and living a really fulfilling life in California, and they announced that they are having a girl later this summer. So What do y'all think, Brett?
Man, this was crazy to me, but I guess I would be scared for my life if I was saying all this stuff, because they were already getting like death threats. I just wonder why they just lay it all on the line. Do y'all think that makes them feel more safe because the world knows?
I think so. I think that's a good point. But I think the racist angle has always been a part of that whole royal family mess. It's always been a racist thing over there.
Yeah,
I think that there is so much more that Meghan could have said to talk about the truth of what happens behind those palace walls. But I think she has been one of the boldest people that has been added to that family to really speak about the ills that go on in a way that allowed us to know that racism is still real, but did it in a very savvy way. She did a good job at that interview.
Yeah, she did do a good job, but they have a second part that's coming on. Oprah was going to talk more about that. But
tonight?
I think it's tonight. Tonight on her network, but she was on CBS last night. But anyway, last night it was very touching. I mean, honey, Meghan and Harry spoke out and let the world know what really goes on behind Buckingham Palace. And like Meghan was saying too, it's just like with any job in entertainment. You smile in the public, but behind closed doors, people don't know what in the hell you're going through. It's just like radio. When my broadcasting professor told me when I was in broadcasting school, he said, when you crack that mic, you better have a smile in your voice. And that's what Meghan had to have, a smile in her voice and her eyes, honey, when she went out in the public. But the Queen did her dirty. They say, nowhere in hell that little black child of yours gonna be a prince, honey. No way. We're not gonna give him a title. We're not gonna acknowledge him, honey, or none of that stuff. And she had to go through all that. But I will say one thing about Harry, and I tweeted it last night. Harry is the ultimate man. I mean, that man stood by. He gave up everything and had to give up everything, baby, to be married to this girl, because they did not like her because she was simply black. And they figured, they said, we ain't giving you no damn security. You come from the hood. You ain't had no security, so we ain't giving you none now.
And they even took his security away.
Took his security. They took it all from him.
Right.
Well, he good. He with us. He good. We're going to look out.
He sure is. Well, they better look out for him or what have you and stuff, though. But Meghan went through a lot, honey. Bless her spirit, and her friends knew. And they tried to compare her to Kate. But Miss Kate said, girl, look, I'm going to be the queen one day, girl. You could just sit on here, go ahead, honey.
But you're going to be the queen, but you're going to be unhappy. You're going to be miserable. You're going to have to, I mean, Meghan out there the one with the real life, because money and walls and putting on those tight church Shirley Caesar Easter dresses, Bible study, choir rehearsal outfits. That ain't about anything when you can be in California and go to an amusement park and ride a roller coaster or go to the beach and enjoy yourself. That's what life is all about. I have never liked that. I felt like that. Gary, for 15 years we've been on the radio.
Yes.
For 15 years you have been on the radio. Well, let me tell you something. I'm from the state of Alabama, and I know a racist when I see one. And I never liked her. I never liked the Queen. The Queen hated Princess Diana. I love Princess Diana.
Me too.
Princess Diana did community service. She fed people. She did everything that you're supposed to do. She clothed the naked. She fed the homeless. She looked out for people, and they hated her. They mistreated her, and they killed her. And I am just so happy that they're being exposed for who they really are. That Queen Elizabeth have she got pictures from with George Washington to Bill Clinton to John F. Kennedy on down. I can't even believe that lady got to be 300 years old and about as racist as Donald Trump. I never liked her. Have I ever, Gary?
You never. I mean, as long as you've been on the radio, you always said that about the Queen. But I thought I liked her for her grandness, but baby, the Queen too many things now, though, honey. But you know what? She
and
also
black Twitter tearing them up.
Yeah, they are. But you know what? Meghan is just like Lady Di in so many ways.
Yes.
She is damn it adopting chickens and got him Harry, honey, with some adopted chickens and stuff, honey, in California. They showed that last night. I'm like, good.
Well, that's what was said in the palace, that she reminded them of Lady Diana, and that's why they don't like her. Anything out this, and then it take a special person like Prince Harry, and a special person, and it take guts. It take having a heart and having guts, to break away.
His daddy don't even talk to him.
Man, please, he ain't missing nothing. Look how his daddy treated his mama. Tell me what is he missing?
True.
He ain't missing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And probably Camilla probably was nicer to her than the Queen was, if I had to guess. But that's terrible. That's terrible. But hey, hit us up on our social media and let us know your thoughts about the interview. And coming up next, man, we're gonna have the State of Black America with Mark Morial. Coming up next, you don't want to miss it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Rickey Smiley.